Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Josh Zodiac Podcast, a podcast about wrestling, pop culture, movies, and whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Today, I not only have one, I have two special guests on my show. First, the owner of All Content Entertainment, Thabos. How are you, sir?
Hello, hello. We're doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing, my friend. And as a special guest, I have the Prodigal Son has returned to all content. None other than CJ Renegade. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. Feels
You
good.
like that? You like that little intro I gave you there, sir?
The prodigal son. I like that.
This is the reason why I am the voice of all content, because I take Corey Graves and JR and I make my own.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes,
So today we're going to talk about, first thing, we're going to talk about Rhea Ripley. We all love Rhea. She's awesome. She's been doing some pretty great things, but she got injured last week, an attack by Liv Morgan. We'll get more into that in a second. But she had to vacate her title, and they're going to have, I guess, a battle royale tomorrow night to determine the new champion. Now, I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are about her having to vacate because of an injury by Liv, who also Liv got injured by Rhea. So the way I look at it, she's probably doing it as a receipt,
Yeah.
which is something that does happen in professional wrestling. But I think Liv may have gone a little too far because sometimes accidents do happen. So Thabos, I'll start with you. How do you feel about this whole situation?
honestly, man, with everything that happened with Rhea, yeah, I could see it happening as a receipt, but I feel like Rhea's barely reaching her prime. She's been champion for over a year, and with this little injury, well, I mean, we don't know if it's like little. Like I've been trying to do some research, and I know they're saying like whenever she hit impact on the wall is where she messed up her shoulder, or her arm, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know me. I love Rhea Ripley. So,
I don't
but
blame you. I love her too. I mean, my heart belongs to Becky Lynch, but Rhea definitely is number 3 on my list. So, but what about you,
respectful.
CJ? How do you feel?
Rhea, honestly, is at this point is WWE's like women's face. Like she's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So she's defended her title numerous times against all challenges, including Nia Jax, who's like considered one of the most dangerous women's wrestler of all time, considering her past with Becky and all that.
True.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of it kind of sucks seeing that she has to relinquish it, and that's how she loses it.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been like anyone who was like a top name in WWE or anywhere else, but no, it's due to injury. And it sucks because if you notice for the past 2 weeks before Mania, she had that brace on her arm. So I don't know if that was partial injury too or not, but it does kind of suck seeing that she has to drop it due to injury and such a year-long title reign too.
Yeah.
She basically made that title relevant. So that's a huge like a play to step on to make that title more relevant, because who's gonna win the title? I mean, do I see Liv taking it? Maybe. Or do I see like Becky taking it? There's no telling right now.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, the battle royale. I haven't seen the complete list of who all is supposed to be on in this match. I mean, yeah, Rhea was doing what Becky had done pre, back when she became the man and all that stuff. She was doing the same thing. So she just was doing it. It's hard to say this because I love Becky, but she was doing it better. And not only that, but she does have backup for the Judgment Day. And the Judgment Day now, for a week at least, were the strongest faction we've seen in a very long time. And now they've lost a leader in that locker room, with Rhea not only having to go away, but dropping the title. It just, it sucks. It really does suck when people get hurt like that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Liv did it on purpose or she didn't do it on purpose. It fucking happened. Period. It fucking happened. There is some heat backstage at Liv. Like, oh, well, they're looking at it as retaliation. I'm like, well, it's up to interpretation on how it happens. I mean, we've all been in the ring. We've all done our part. injuries do happen. The ring is very unforgiving.
Yes.
I've almost tweaked an ankle walking on the ring, not even doing anything, crazy. So that ring can be very unforgiving. But
Definitely.
I do see Rhea when she comes back, and they were saying a couple of months. So maybe right around maybe Survivor Series, maybe, or maybe they may just wait till the Rumble. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna call it now. She's gonna come back for the Rumble and win it again, and go on to WrestleMania and take on the title. They'll probably wait that long to give it back to her, because with Triple H doing what he's been doing with the company, he knows how to do a good story.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah.
And we saw that with the Cody Rhodes, the 2 nights, the fact that you had Cody Rhodes in one corner and you had Shield skin Seth Rollins in the other corner, and there's Roman with the chair going, uh-oh, which one do I hit? And because Roman never got his just desserts from from Seth for what happened when the Shield broke up, he went for Seth because that's great storytelling. Somebody did their homework, and we should bring this back. So off topic, but I think Rhea will wait till the Rumble. She'll take some time off. She'll heal herself. She'll get back into shape, and then she's going to come back. And I think she's going to not only be in the Rumble, I think she'll be number 30 and win the Rumble. She'll pull a John Cena in Madison Square Garden.
I could see that.
I mean, it's good storytelling. Give her some time. For a year she was dominant. Give her the time off. Let her do her thing. And I foresee her being probably the main event of night 1 of next year's WrestleMania.
I see that too.
Title. Yeah. I mean, they did it with Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. And I hate to say it, but Ronda just, ugh. Yeah.
Ronda was a bad fit for WWE at the time.
She really was. And now she's out here talking shit like, oh, well, this dude touched me inappropriately and the fans didn't like me. I'm like, the fans didn't like you because they can see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
Your heart wasn't into it. The people that we cheer for and even the people we boo, yeah, they're the bad guy, but they have the compassion and the heart to do what they do every week. And I see that with not just you two guys, but everybody in all content. Everybody has that dream of being in the ring and becoming, the main event of WrestleMania or whatever AEW's big show. I guess All In. I'm not an AEW guy, so.
Neither am I, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I would think it's All Out, I believe. It's like their big show.
Yeah, I know they were doing something in Vegas. They were doing like a cash in, like a Money in the Bank type of thing, but it was just kind of, who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, and I've said this before. Growing up, it was always back then it was WWF. Now it's WWE. Yeah, during the Monday Night Wars, I would switch over back and forth between WWF and WCW, but my heart was always in WWF. They just had bigger people, bigger storylines, but WCW had to force that out of them because they were just doing their gimmicks and just barely sliding by. So, but anyway, we're off topic. I will move on to the next topic we're going to talk about, which is Triple H and the 2 general managers from Raw and SmackDown unveiled, I should say, the new tag team titles for each brand. Yes. I am going to share first the Raw tag team belts. Oh,
yeah, those looking like that is like a big upgrade compared to the other ones, man. I can't tell you how much I hated the bronze ones, and they moved to the color strap, the red and blue ones.
Yep.
That was just disgusting, man.
It made no sense. Like the Trojan helmets had what was even the point of having those?
Mm-hmm.
They were horrible.
They were horrible, and then there was no custom side plates, no name plates either. They're just there, like, oh, they're tag champions, but we're like, you know what I mean? It makes no sense.
They had no substance to them, I will say, when I first saw these Raw belts, I was like, ugh. That was my first reaction, and I thought, wait a minute, hold on, this is better than what we had prior.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fine. And I like that they're color coded on the actual center plate, not the straps.
Yeah.
Although I did like the fact that the SmackDown and the Raw belts were blue and red. That was cool, but it is what it is. But these look a lot like the belts we have on Raw with the World Heavyweight and the women's title. So
Yeah.
I guess there's a theme here that they want to keep that style of belt on Raw and then a different style on SmackDown.
I do like, however, the little sidebars have gems on them. That's a unique taste on it too.
Yeah, that definitely caught my eye, and that's definitely pretty cool that they, someone, I mean, they look like the big gold from WCW and the NWA. They're paying homage to the history of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H is a student of the game. I know it's cliche, but he definitely has done his homework. He wants, and these are going to sell. They're still in pre-order right now. They're going to fucking sell.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
They're
Definitely.
They're going to go fast. So.
And I like especially how it's like the names, like Raw is like World Tag Team and SmackDown is WWE Tag Team. Like they're pretty much paying homage to the Ruthless Aggression era where they were called those.
Yeah,
so
and those belts were pretty cool too. I'm surprised we didn't go back to something like that. But, these are still pretty cool. It just took a minute for them to grow on me for these particular titles.
And at least the logo is not like the main WWE logo is like massive compared to the other part of the belt. Compared to like the WWE title, compared to like the like pretty much all Universal titles, they were just all like the network logo was like plastered on there.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah, they're a little bit small. My thing though, when they introduced back when the logo was still scratch logo, it wasn't the defined logo like it is now. When they gave that belt to The Rock, when they retired the spinner belt that John Cena brought in, that scratch logo, that was the ugliest belt I've ever seen. That belt looked so disgusting.
Yeah.
And then when they brought in the actual defined W, I'm like, okay, that's an improvement, but all the belts looked alike, and it's like,
like the SmackDown women's, the Raw women's, the WWE, the Universal.
I feel like they just got lazy with designing the belts.
Yeah,
at least during that time, man.
At least the IC and the US title were different in their own right. And obviously the SmackDown and Raw tag were the same thing, just silver plates and the red and blue strap. That's really it.
And since you brought up that was something I was going to bring up anyway, is that I did like that they reintroduced and reinvented the U.S. title, because the original one they had, it was kind of small. It was just there. It was This new one, it's got those thick fucking plates. It's got the custom side plates on the side of them. It looks a lot better than what we had prior. You got the eagle and the red, white, and blue, which is cool. The abomination that is the Intercontinental belt is a whole different ballgame. I mean, they could have taken the original design and just added custom plates on the side. I get it. Instead of having their name on the bottom, they want their logo or whatever it is they have on the belt. I get that, and I respect that. But that belt we have now, it's a fucking abomination. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
I would love for Sammy or someone to bring back the original Intercontinental, not the oval. I'm talking about the
one with the white strap.
Yeah, the white strap, the one that was held by the Honky Tonk Man and Ultimate Warrior, and was in a ladder match with fucking Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
bring that one back. That was a beautiful fucking belt.
But I could see why they're not doing the white strap anymore, because a lot of the women's belts are all white straps. Like you look at the women's title, the women's world title, the tag titles, like or the NXT women's title. You know what I'm saying? All of the women's belts.
Are the tag titles still relevant? The women's division?
Not really. I mean, only Damage Control has that title. There's not much women's tag teams that are standing out more. I mean, you could see Bianca and Jade getting it, maybe. I mean,
I have a feeling that's where they're going to start her off as the tag team champs with her and Bianca. Because I still think Jade's a little green. She's not quite where she needs to be, but she's selling tickets. That's all that matters, right? So let me pull up the other. Now, these belts, when I saw these, I filled the cup. I was like, oh my God, these are fucking beautiful. These are what I remember as a kid were belts that were held by the Hart Foundation by Demolition. This is an homage to the 80s. And if I were to buy a pair, it'd be these. These are
hands
fucking
down.
beautiful. Oh, yeah. These are very retro, very, again, Triple H, just doing some homework and be like, we'll do this, but we're going to do that. And these are just a thing of beauty. They're fucking gorgeous.
I will say though, and this is like one. This is me honestly. I feel it should have a little blue on it, but that's just me though. But overall, the belts look amazing.
And the globe, right?
Yeah, the globe. Yeah.
I saw someone. They do a mock-up. They did a recreation of this, but they added a little bit of blue. It was in 2K, and bro, just adding that color in there. Oh my goodness!
But either way, like it looks great the way it is. A major improvement compared to the.
Oh yeah, big time. Oh yeah, big time. I mean, these belts. And granted, they have it on two of the most douchiest people in the company right now. With
God,
I get their heels. They're supposed to be douchebags. They're doing a great job because I cannot fucking stand them.
But Austin Theory has that face. You just want to punch his mouth.
Yeah, he is.
But he's a good wrestler though, and he's a young guy.
Is extremely talented. But
and he's got nowhere to go but up. He's still a young kid, so he's still got a way to go.
Yeah, I just think, oh my god, I get the nerve just want him in the mouth a couple times because he just has that cocky ass face. It just no, I guess character's good. If it makes me hate him, his character's good, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently we're not live right now. Huh. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
How do I? Okay. I feel stupid right now because I'm not live.
Oh, dude.
Oh, shit. You know what? If they want to watch it, they got to go to YouTube. That's all right.
Ah, well.
That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny shit right there. And I'm not going to, that's not going to happen. We've gone too far. We're not turning back. Fuck that. Since we're talking about tag belts, Thabos, I'll start with you. What is your favorite belt of all time?
Belt in
any promotion.
Any promotion.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's well, I mean, I like the IWGP Championship.
Okay, that is a pretty belt actually.
That one, God, it's so beautiful, man. That has to be one of my favorites. That and then, well, of course, when I was younger, y'all might hate me, but I really thought the spinner belt from WWE was so fucking cool.
Wait, which one? The US or the heavyweight belt?
Just the regular one, the WWE with the scratch logo, and then when Edge made his own version. With
okay, yeah.
Oh man, those were the belts I wanted, man.
I'll tell you what, though, man, that belt was heavy as shit. I had one until my roommate stole it from me. That's a whole other story. But that belt was fucking. If you took it to a show, you weren't carrying it the whole fucking night. You had to put that fucker down. Like, fuck this. This is sitting in my lap, and it would suck when you had to get up when something would happen. You're like,
yeah.
And
that's how I feel with this one too. It's like 10 pounds. So
holy shit!
Yeah, that belt is heavy, bro.
Damn, that's
and I'm using this to perform with on stage. So I mean,
What about you, CJ? What's your favorite belt of all time?
That's a tough one because it's like I have a whole list of like the best titles in my opinion. Now I'm going off by like nostalgic wise, it'd be like same with that was the WWE Spinner belt. If I'm going off by like looks and creativity, it had to be the Gift of the Gods title with Lucha Underground.
Yes, that one's definitely another one. I like that.
Hell, it's based off. I mean, this title is based off of that one, so I mean that's why I named based off of that one. But as of right now, like the Spinner belt, it's definitely up there. The ECW World Heavyweight before the silver one, that's the one with like the blood, the bats, and everything on it.
Yeah.
What else is a good one? The World Tag Belts for 2007 through 2013 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
The IWGP US title caught my attention a couple of times. What else? I think that's really it besides the white strap IC title.
Respectable.
Surprising, neither one of y'all picked the prettiest belt ever made, and it's from the '80s, and that is the $1 million belt. That is a fucking
jeez.
beautiful fucking belt.
Well, I think that's one of the most creative titles they ever made back then.
Yeah, that has to be one of the creative.
But I can definitely tell right now that belt is going to be a pain in the ass to keep clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like that thing is a fingerprint magnet right there.
It's funny too because there's a company that if I ever, because I own the U.S. spinner belt, and my goal one day is to re-leather with real leather. And the company that I'm talking about, they will take out the gems and put in cubic zirconium diamonds in there, and that thing fucking hits. So, but definitely the U.S. spinner. I've always been a John Cena guy. So anything he introduced, I was like, dude, I gotta have that. So I have a custom made ball cap I got made at fucking Lids in the mall in Corpus that I wear only on WrestleMania time because Cena's kind of going away and kind of depressing, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that the other spinner belt, the world heavyweight, and then of course the $1 million belt. But also, and this is probably a belt that people forget about. It's called the Big Green Belt.
The one that Hulk Hogan had before he moved to the other one. Yes,
that belt it's big, but it's funny because when I had 2K19, I recreated that belt, but I made it with a black strap and I made it the world heavyweight title, and just I put like different countries as the different things on there. Yeah, I put like maybe an hour or two of work into it, and it came out pretty sick. And I wish I still had that picture.
The fun fact about that belt was like the original belt's never found. They threw it away right after they that was like the last time they ever used it.
Wow.
So the original title is nowhere to be found. There's no original copy, no nothing. They threw that belt out the minute they got a new one.
See, that's stupid. But then again, I think back then I think they had just converted from WWF to WWF. So so it is what it is.
I mean, it sucks because that's an important piece of history right there.
It really is.
To know that there's no original copy, not the original belt's nowhere to be found. That kind of sucks to hear that.
I mean, I've watched a video not too long ago on YouTube where they were talking about the history of the world title, and that was like the second or third one they brought up. That the original one they had, it was a picture of the U.S. and they just scratched. It was a different promotions belt. They just scratched out the freaking name of the company and made that the WWF belt. So, but the main topic I want to talk about today is because I have the OGs of all content entertainment here. I want to ask both of you guys, where did this all start? I mean, I'm very happy to be a part of the company, and I do what I can to make the product better. But I'm curious, where did the idea start?
For all content, or like
all content from the very beginning.
So that's his department. That was his thing. Because
if we go all the way to over a year ago or so, well, I wouldn't say over a year ago. I've been a content creator for the past 3 years. I've been doing vlogs. I'll be doing Twitch streams and all this other stuff. And my homeboy John gave me the idea of making a title because, of course, I'm a big wrestling fan. And I was like,
of course,
let's do the title. Let's make it. Let's do a 24/7 style just to see what happens because it was around the time of the pandemic was going on. There was really nothing going around.
Okay.
And I was like, I want something where we could bring to a wrestling show for us fans to enjoy. And hey, even if the wrestlers want to get in it as well, just to have fun, let's just go ahead and do it. And GCWA, what was it, Green with Envy? That's where I brought out the title. That's how all of this became about. And it's been held by wrestlers like Rachel Rose during a WrestleMania weekend a couple years ago. And of course,
Mr. Wrestling too.
Mr. Wrestling, Ben Galvan, Josh Galvan. It's been held by so many names that's known here in Corpus, and whatchamacallit. A lot of people just enjoyed it, man. And of course, I made different variants because of how beat up it's been. But
Are you talking about the one that Maniac has or the one that Draven has?
The one that Draven has.
Okay.
We made different variants of the title.
Oh, you mean the belt that he never won from anybody? He just took for himself. Is that the belt we're talking about? Yeah, this is going to be a mayhem bashing episode too, guys. Just a heads up. So you can say whatever the fuck you want about mayhem. Fuck those motherfuckers. Seriously.
But yeah, man. Like
And I
after
think
we got
around
those titles,
it was Christmas time. Like it was seasons beatings where I think I officially competed for that belt.
Yeah.
It was actually what was it, FBC when I first saw Davos, but I never talked to him. I saw him with the belt and I was curious about it. You know what I'm saying? I saw him and I'm like, that's kind of cool. He has no custom belt. And then I think then I reached out to him and we chopped it up a little bit, and that's when I won the title from him at Seasons Beatings.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I didn't want to take his title because that's when I barely met him too.
Mm-hmm.
So I created my own variant with my logo on top instead.
Yes.
So really, there's like multiple variants, but the one I have now with my variant, I kind of destroyed it and created a hardcore title off of it.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. Oh God, when was it? Was a couple of years back, y'all. I think it was. I think CJ, you were there. It was a GCWA show at that place on Greenwood. What the hell is it called? The venue.
Valencia.
Is that the one? Yeah, the Valencia. Yeah, I forget what show it was, but me and Scuba went because he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the show. You want to check it out?" I'm like, why not? Why not? And I guess after the show, it was CJ versus I think it was JXM. I couldn't remember who the hell it was, but this is before the whole all content started. I don't even think Draven was even a thought yet at this point. It was just two guys wrestling each other and whatever. That was the first time I'd ever heard about it. And then about a little over a year ago, when CJ hired Draven to help him with JXM, that's the first time I'd seen any content from the company. And like a week later, I get a call from Scuba. It's like, hey, remember that thing we did where you saw that kid JXM and CJ Renegade? I'm like, yeah, what about it? Because they're doing a big production of it now. Do you want to join? I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, what? And he's like, for real. I'm starting a faction. You're going to be my number 2. You already have a wrestling name, so that's not a problem. And I've had that name for about over 10 years now. And he's like, yeah, well, are you in or out? I'm like, fuck, yeah. Why wouldn't I say yeah? And then I've seen, from the very beginning, which I went back and watched the very first episode of I don't even think it was Thursday Night Throwdown yet. I think it was just all content.
I think the first thing we've ever put out was that triple threat between. No. Actually, I think it might have been the triple threat. At least one of the first few videos.
You did the first match between me and JXM, and after that was the triple threat.
Yeah. That's right. First off, it was you and JXM. Then we got transitioned to South Texas Legacy Wrestling, which is a company that helped us get on our feet, which is something I'm always going to be grateful for because we got our guys to fight in the ring, and there was a crowd, and the crowd loved it, bro.
They did.
But the matches I'm speaking of is the unfortunate circumstances that happened when CJ left the company and we had to do the tournament to determine a new champion. And again, I went back and watched that episode, and I just remember the commentary just being super horrible. That's why after that episode aired, I went to Jesse and I went, hey, do you need a commentary team? I know a guy. So, and he's like, yeah, okay. And then, of course, me and Jesse did commentary for a minute. And then, of course, Scuba brought in Ben. So, but yeah, the product has definitely gotten better as time has progressed. It's a little rough at first because nobody really knew what the hell they were doing. Nobody had any real training, myself included. But, one of the things that I hate about living where I'm at is I can't participate in what y'all do. And that just bugs the shit out of me. But the next PLE, I definitely plan on making an impact.
Okay.
So, now we're talking about the beginnings of all content. What do y'all see for the future of the company? Like, what would you like to see happen in, say, another year from now or 5 years from now, even?
I definitely want to try to bring in some more professionals, at least like whenever. I want to do 2 professional matches at an all content show. I want to have one for the women's division and, of course, one for us, the fans who enjoy. I want to bring dream matches into Corpus. Like,
Okay.
there's a bunch of people that like, oh, like we know what we're doing. We've been here way longer. Blah blah blah. They're all about territories, but I want to give the fans what they want. I want to give them
Yeah.
the dream matches. If you
Yeah.
want, say for example, if you want Benny Dreams to take on Eddie Martinez, I'll gladly get in contact with them because to me they're both one of the hottest stars in Texas wrestling, especially Eddie Martinez. Chris Carter himself too, high flyer. He was amazing over here whenever he did our show at Sunset Bitches.
Him and Lowrider, Primo Cut, Legic, they were all
Exactly,
good.
all of them. Legic, he's been here since day one. He was the one that trained, what was it, Hardcore Striker, yourself, CJ, and Rudy for that triple threat match. He's had faith in us since day one, and look at how far we've gotten in
Yeah.
less than a year. We have a 800 and something followage on Facebook, over 1,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube. It wouldn't be possible without every single person who participates in this.
Shit, I would kill for those kind of numbers on my podcast.
It's insane, bro. I
Yeah,
find
definitely.
it still insane, especially because I mean, we started in the grass, then we had
Yeah,
opportunities
we
to
did.
fight
I
in the
remember that
boxing
first.
ring.
I remember that first fucking day I walked out there and I'm like, where the fuck's the ring? And they're like, we're wrestling in the grass. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding, right? I did not know what to expect. I was not warned but you know what? I had fun. It was great, you know.
Yeah.
And fucking Scuba's like, oh, you couldn't pick up Jesse. Wait, dude, Jesse didn't jump when he was supposed to jump. Like he legit,
Bro.
I'm gonna pick him up, and he didn't jump, and I was like, oh god, I have a bad back anyway. So I'm like, dude, I know Jesse's a little dude, but even that, if you have a bad back, it's definitely not good for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's what we were going to do the torture rack as my finisher initially. And I'm like, man, fuck that. I just took a page from Bobby Lashley's playbook and just put him in the fucking the hurt lock.
Mhm.
But I called it something else, and I forget what I called it. I'd have to
I
go
don't
back.
remember.
I had to go back and look, but put him in that, and then he real quick was all, I'm out, and I'm like, you know?
Hey, didn't I do that to you? Thought it was the second time I won the title from you, the full
I
Nelson.
believe so, yeah.
Because the first time was the
believe so.
Chimera, and then the next one was the full Nelson.
Yeah, I believe so.
It was near the. I think it was near
TWC?
that- No,
Whenever-
that was the second time I won it from you.
Ah, yeah.
The- Because the first time was GCWA, the second time was at because you beat me at TWC,
Mhm.
and then you held it for a while, and then I beat you at I think Cole Park or something like that.
Oh yeah, whenever you almost ran me over with your truck.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I both,
Dude, we were being so fucking dangerous and creative. Like we were trying to figure out, okay, what is something people are gonna be like, what the fuck are they doing? You know, grabbing their attention.
and the truck was right there, so I might as well use it.
Exactly.
You know what? It's a weapon. That's all that matters, right?
Bingo.
Well, I had a
Okay.
bat too, so
Shit. Whatever works, right?
it worked.
Mhm.
I do want to ask, and this is kind of the elephant in the room. I know not just with myself because I wasn't there for it. This is before I got in the company, and even now with the talent that's there now. I'm curious, what exactly happened between you, CJ, and the company that made you leave the first time?
It's
And you can be 100% honest. I'm not going to judge you. I'm sure Jesse's not going to judge you. You're back in the company. Great,
it was just a lot of like just not between me and Thabos, but more like it's behind the scenes type with my life.
Okay.
There's a lot of issues, and I don't want to get too much into it because
You don't have to.
it's kind of like it's a real personal matter. But right now it's all cleared up now, so it's all good.
That's all that matters. That's all that
That's
matters.
all matters. But I also felt bad because me and Jesse were good friends before all this.
Mhm.
And it sucked to see a friendship get tossed away over something that could have been prevented.
Yeah.
So basically, how I reached out to Jesse and we talked things out. You know, basically made amends with each other, and then eventually led up to me coming back to All Content, which
Mhm.
I'm thankful for, mind you.
Mhm.
But during that whole time, a deep personal matter happened, and it caused like a friction between me and the rest of the roster members.
Mhm.
And at the time, I can't put it into layman's terms, but in other words, it kind of fucked up a lot of things. So
Okay.
I'm just thankful that I was able to mend my friendships with everybody and basically come back, stronger
Yeah.
than ever now.
Mhm.
I mean, like, it wasn't all that bad because during that time span when I was gone, I had gotten training prior to all that.
Yeah.
So I've gotten training in San Antonio. I went to Houston, then back to Corpus. Like, basically, I was jumping around getting training from literal every aspect of it. Like, however training I can, or however chance I can get in the ring, I took it. But it wasn't until January when me and Thabos sat down and talked about things, and it eventually led up to me being cool with everybody else in the roster, the board of directors, and eventually to set up the comeback at SSBS.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember I kind of knew about the comeback prior to the show, and I won't say who told me, but they were like, you probably don't know a whole lot about what happened. I just heard, rumors, how rumors start.
Yeah.
And there's never always the truth. So me personally, I had zero beef with you in general. And I wasn't going to base my opinion off of rumors and stories from other people. I'll make my own opinion of somebody, and that's just who I am. If I don't like you, I'll let you know. But if I do like you, either way, I'm going to make my own decision. I'm not going to let someone like Scuba or Thabos or Disciple influence my decision.
Yeah.
So when I knew you were coming back for that show and I'm doing commentary, I'm like, what is the one thing that I can say when he unveils that it's CJ Renegade is back? And I'm like, it reminded me of when CM Punk came back to WWE. There was a lot of people who were like, oh my God, I can't believe he's back. And there are people who are like, oh my God, I can't believe he's back. I know there are people that are going to have their own opinion and they're going to have their own personal bias.
Oh, yeah.
But me being the heel commentator, I have to play the whole, oh my God, he's back. Jesus Christ, I can't, And
Yeah.
I wanted that. And not only just for that, and Maniac will tell the same thing, is that I get super into the commentary. I love doing commentary for all in general. But Maniac had told me when he hurt his, there's no commentary during the match. But when he won the belt from Gavin and he was watching the episode on YouTube, he told me it didn't feel real until he heard me say, here's your winner and new All Content Entertainment Champion. To him, it didn't feel real until I said something. And that meant so much. I'm like, well, what can I do to hype up this return of CJ Renegade? And you both have heard the commentary.
Yeah.
I just fucking let go. I'm like, you know what? I can cuss, I can swear, I just can't say the R word, which I think is whatever. It is what it is.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, I need to make it seem like I am super excited for this dude to be back, and which I am. Don't take nothing from that. Yeah. But when I did it, I'm like, yeah, I got to hype this shit up because, people that weren't there at the Galvan Ballroom didn't see this. And I didn't see the reaction until we did commentary. And it was legit, oh my God, it's happening. And my personal bias against Mayhem and Draven definitely drove that thrill level from here to here. You know, it was super, super great to not only see an OG of All Content come back, but to put his foot up the ass of Draven. So it was definitely very welcome.
Yeah.
So, and that being said, one of my dream matches I would love to see, and I'm sure it's in the works down the road, would be Lord Draven versus CJ Renegade. I know I'm sure it's in the cards.
I'm
hoping
not, it too.
I am not in the writer's chat. There was some shit that went down. I left the writer's chat. I'm okay just being commentary and announcer and whatever else Thabos wants to put me into. But that is a match I definitely think the fans want to see.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see.
Well, they got a little taste of it when after Thabos and Draven, when me and him went at it for a little bit. So they got a little taste of it that day. So it's definitely in the works.
Okay. Now, for the moment, I want to talk to CJ Renegade and the All Content King Thabos.
All right.
I want to know. I know why I have my beef with Lord Draven and Mayhem, but I'm curious what y'all's beef is with Lord Draven and Mayhem. I'll start with you, Thabos, because you're the owner. I'll let you have the first crack at this.
Let's see here. Honestly, the beef between me and him, I just don't like him. He really thinks he could run the whole show with his sorry ass
I just
team.
don't like him.
Wow.
He's almost up to retire, man. Like this.
No,
I feel like I could just strip the title if I wanted to. I could strip the title right now on this episode.
You totally could. And there's nothing he can do about it.
I mean, I took one half of his titles already. So, I mean,
he's injured right now. We don't have a fighting heavyweight champion.
No, we don't.
And that is the thing, too. Rhea been a champion for a year. She gets hurt. Bye-bye title. But Draven gets hurt again. The title's still on him. Like, wait, what?
Maybe I'll let the fans decide on that.
If I remember correctly, didn't you at one point have a general manager that kind of ran things?
Yes.
Wait, did you?
Yes, we did.
You did.
I remember that part.
Yeah, it was me. I was the general manager.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Graham had to put his 2 cents worth into it. And I don't know if that title still exists or not, but we'll talk about that later. For CJ Renegade, what is your beef with Draven? Or is it pretty much the same answer that Thabos just gave?
It's partial that. But I guess in my mind, I just don't see anything like crazy about Mayhem. And this is from like entertainer's perspective, because we have already seen so many dark characters already in the indie scene. And I don't mean to say it in a rude way, but I mean, it's kind of been played out already. I've seen so many dark characters, like evil characters, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, like you're dark, cool. You're evil, cool. What else? You know what I mean? So, and in a sense, I just think it's already time to pass the torch already. I mean, us at Fallen Dynasty, we're not dark, we're not evil. We're just motherfuckers that want to get the job done, and pretty much make an impact. I already did that as his BS by attacking Draven and Mac. And another thing I want to bring up is that he wants to push this idea that I hired him when hiring him wasn't even the thing. All I did was ask him if he can come to the show, and that was it. But he took it upon himself to dress up in this monster state and attack him. I mean, I'm grateful for it, but I mean, I didn't need it.
I was going to ask you about that later on, but since you brought it up, yeah, because he seems to think that you couldn't beat JXM on your own, so you hired said Draven to help with. And I've seen the video. I saw the video. I mean, it looked like you already had JXM in the bag anyway, you know. And we all know my personal feelings for JXM. I can't stand the guy. Good fucking riddance. Bye-bye. Whatever. But, you know, seeing Draven do what he did to JXM, it's like, dude, really? It wasn't even needed. You know, the match was pretty much over at that point. Me personally, and I'm talking from somebody who's been inside this shit show that is Mayhem. You know, Draven will bark orders, but doesn't do any of the work. He's the kind of general that stands behind the troops, not in front of the troops. He will let his men die before he does shit for anybody. And he can sit there and say, oh, well, I lead by example. No, you fucking don't. You really don't. And another thing that pisses me off is that Eris hasn't had a match in months. I mean, again, I know the female talent is very limited, but my idea was stripping her of the title until we have more females to defend said title.
Yeah.
Because why are you going to go around saying, oh, I'm the champion? You had one match. And no disrespect to Lulu, but I didn't think Lulu was going to win that match anyway. You know, despite where my where I lie on the Mayhem or not Mayhem side, this is just my opinion, Eris should not be the women's champion. She should be stripped of said title until we have more talent, because there's no justification for that belt. It should literally be partially retired until we get at least 2 or 3 more females, and then they can do whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah.
Again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm thinking as a general manager right now, actually, is what I'm trying to do.
The thing about Mayhem is that, yeah, Draven is the leader per se, but if you think about it, you take away his members, it's just him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. Like, he relies on the numbers to gain advantage. That's the way I see it. And if you think about it, and this is from the Rumble too, and if you pay attention to the Rumble, it took 3 or 4 or 5 of his guys to take me out. But you look at the other members of Mayhem, and they all get taken out one by one person.
Yeah.
So I mean, that should prove like how much of a threat I can be by myself. And that's just the way I see it. I don't need numbers. I need me. That's it. It's just me.
And not just that, but I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He never won that title from anybody. He just saw it and went, "Oh, that's mine," and took it. I'm a champion.
So what I did with the Underworld title then, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's justified. But my whole thing is, and I get it. He's defended it, which is fine, but you never fucking earned it, And that was my biggest problem with Lazarus after the bullshit with Draven was supposed to come out after the second match between me and Sage Unholy at Fatality. Was supposed to announce the third match, but he never came out because his rib was broken. Mm-hmm. And then I pretty much kicked Lazarus in the fucking dick because he fucking deserved it, because he thought, "Oh, I'm in charge now, motherfucker." I was number 2 in that faction, not Lazarus.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? If this is the way Draven's going to be, then fuck him and fuck Mayhem. And at the time, I was thinking, fuck all content, because if this is the way it was going to be, I wasn't going to be a part of it. So I kicked Lazarus in the fucking dick, threw the title at his fucking chest, grabbed my microphone, said, "I fucking quit and I'm out." And a week later, I get a call from Thabo saying, No, you're not quitting. You're going to stick around and we're going to make you the GM. And I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. And that's another way I can stick it to Mayhem, because, Lazarus never should have had that belt, and he never should have lost it to Gavin. Mm-hmm. Taking nothing away from Gavin. Gavin is a great talent.
Extremely talented.
His first match was with me, by the way. And he gave me a little bit of a run, so more power to him. But had Lazarus not had taken that belt, just, "Oh, it's mine now," that never would have happened. Granted, it's back in Mayhem again with Maniac having it, but I don't know. It's just a lot of underhanded bullshit that goes on in Mayhem that I got tired of seeing. And Draven does not lead by example. He sent freaking Disciple to go look for Howler. We'll bring that up now. Never could find Howler, and I want to talk about Howler because, spoiler, Howler is back in All Content Entertainment, which shocked the shit out of me doing commentary last night.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what the hell was that about? How did that go through?
Oh, man. I mean, he was locked away. I don't know from what, but I think one of the Mayhem members just kidnapped him, man.
That's what Mayhem does. They hurt their own if they can't get their way.
Case in point, when he discommunicated Lazarus and kicked him out of the group.
He left his post,
yeah.
And Mayhem wanted to give him Mayhem, basically. They were going to torture him one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And Mayhem, it's blood for blood. You don't leave your post, and I think they brainwashed him.
See, it's funny you say that, because Draven has said that blood in, blood out. He doesn't specify whose blood has to be spilled. I have no problem spilling Draven's blood all over that fucking ring, because I feel like he deserves all the bullshit that's happening to him right now.
Yeah.
And which is why I had told Thabos in my promo a while back that give me a call. I know some things. And the fact that y'all broke into the fucking lair and took the belt, that's impressive. I'm sorry. I was like, fucking A. Hell yeah. That's something
like I said, man, I'm a one-man army. I got enough strength and power to do whatever I want, pretty much. And if their lair was compromised, I took it and never looked back ever since. I mean, it looks good in my trophy room. So I mean, if you can't tell the wall of belts behind me.
I can see them. I can't see which ones they are, but I can see them.
Yeah, they're all back there hanging, or two are on the ceiling actually.
Oh wow, on the ceiling, nice.
I got a hook and some hangers and fucking put them on there and shit.
Hey, whatever.
I can't afford them $40 title hangers they sell on WWE Shop. I'm like, God damn, $40. I could just get one of the millions of fucking hangers in the house and use them for title hangers.
There's a website that sells the buckles that snap into it. You can hang them on the wall as long as you have them in the stud. And those are like $20.
I used push pins.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, one second, I can put them right here. I think. Yeah, these right here.
Oh, just regular old push pins. Fuck.
Yeah, and they held them belts up. Like the world heavyweight title, the big gold is the heaviest one besides this one, and it's still hung up right now to this day.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Them tough little suckers. I can tell you now.
Never expected that.
No, I didn't. I didn't know what to. Yeah.
Because right now I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Jesus.
11 belts total. But one is a mini belt and one is a kid-sized belt I got from local wrestling.
Nice.
And the others are replicas, and of course my customs. 12 is actually with Howler right now. He's the hardcore, my multimedia hardcore champion right now. So
nice. So is it official that Howler is a part of the Fallen Dynasty? That was one of the questions I was going to ask y'all about that.
Yes, but I will say, expect the unexpected. It's always going to be the same in all content entertainment whenever you see this face and CJ Renegade. And of course, Howler as well.
Yeah.
You never know what the Fallen Dynasty, we have in store.
So going forward, we have the All Content King, Thabos, CJ Renegade, Rudy, and now the Howler.
Yes.
Strength in numbers. I like that. But my question is, do you have room for one more?
Well, we'll talk right after.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that after. Yeah, we won't do the business over the podcast. That's just poor judgment. That's my bad.
Of course.
They don't need to know about it.
No, you're really, yeah. But I do like the fact that y'all are giving Draven and Mayhem their just desserts and the retaliation that they deserve, because for a long time there was no one that could stand up to them. Yeah. I know, because I was a part of it. I saw it. So, but
basically, we're the voice for the voiceless, pretty much.
Oh, I like that. I fucking like that. But with that being said, we're going to end this podcast. I will start with you, Mr. Thabos. You want to drop your socials for everybody out there?
Oh, everyone, you could just hit me up on our Instagram. I run all content socials, so you could look us up on Instagram, Facebook, All Content Entertainment on YouTube. If you want to hit me up, it'll be under Thabos Adventures.
You're gonna give a minute for me. I got a lot. So on all the social media icons, you find me on TikTok, CJ Renegade OI. Same thing for X, Facebook, YouTube is Outsiders Inc. Instagram, CJ OI. Everything with CJ Renegade OI is going to be all right here. You can find me on. I do shows for hip hop and rap, so you find me there anywhere in the state of Texas I can perform at. So that's pretty much it.
All right, and as always, you can find the Josh Zodiac Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Just search the Josh Zodiac Podcast. And if you want to subscribe to the Facebook page, just search the Josh Zodiac Podcast page, and subscribe to that as well. Well, once again, I am the Josh Zodiac. I'd like to thank my guests, CJ Renegade, and of course, the All Content King Thabos, for joining me for this very inspiring episode. Again, this is the Josh Zodiac Podcast. Make it so.